Hi, this is Billie Beene here with a world news flash update. Today's date, May 15, 2024, time about 9 a.m. in Texas, episode for the world list 161. Some of the things I'll be covering: 90,000 NATO troops on the move. President Putin prepares for continuity of government, and Russia loads tactical nukes. Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot subscriber, Hal Turner, War News 24/7, Borzikman, Daily Mail, Suspicious Observers. Yeah, so let's get started. First of all, last night we had from the sun to the earth. We had a radio level 3 alert from NOAA. We had a flare, an X-flare 8.8. Fortunately, the CME from this is going to miss Earth, but we did have impacts last night. It did take down NOAA and GPS in certain areas. And we know that GPS is needed for all militaries for guided missiles. So that happened last night. It came out about 1 a.m. Standard Eastern Time in the U.S. So that happened. Yeah. All right. Now we have this. Through the eyes of ANIA K, a Polish journalist, she says that nukes are in Poland and they're also in Sweden. But we don't know what size, strategic or tactical. Tactical or small, strategic or very large. Now, New York Prepper and Hal Turner are reporting Germany may begin a draft of 18-year-olds, and Hal Turner's information is when that would begin next month. Lithuania wants to be the first to send troops into Ukraine and is currently training with NATO. And also Steadfast Defender, that was to end in May, has been extended to July. So we see they're keeping all their assets there. And Lithuania is training with NATO in urban combat. Canadian Prepper brings this out, that there had been, like yesterday and the day before, some mass evacuations of certain citizens out of Moscow. And Russia now moves to a full mobilization of both its active and reserve troops. Michael JACO reports in the U.S., the U.S. military is prepping U.S. nukes. We have this also from New York Prepper, that Estonia is also planning to send troops into Ukraine. And we had this happen May 12. 10 buses burned in Poland near Warsaw, plus a shopping center. And in the shopping center fire, there was no 911 call. And Poland's fire department, didn't know about the fire until alarms went off in the building. NATO is engaging in nuke share with Poland and Belarus. Belarus is now fighting with Russia. They've been fighting with Russian troops for the past few days near Kharkiv. On Friday, the Russian troops and the Belarus troops are now fighting with Russia. So on Friday, the Russian Belarus troops were 35 miles from Kharkiv, Yesterday, Tuesday, they were 19 miles. And they're taking city by village, going into Kharkiv. Now, Kharkiv is the second largest city in Ukraine. They have a population of 1.2 million. We understand that approximately 100,000 are currently evacuating from Kharkiv as Russia closes in. And President Putin has reorganized his cabinet. He has a new Minister of Defense, Belosov. He promoted General Shoigu to a position with the Russian Security Council, making General Shoigu third in line for president. It's believed by analysts that President Putin made some of these realignments in response to a concerted need to have a firmer continuation of government line, COG. And General Surovikin is back from Africa and will sit on the board of the Security Council. And it's believed there will be a major escalation by Russia versus NATO. In the initial process, Russia will take Kharkiv plus Sumy. It's believed by analysts that they will also take Odessa. But this Kharkiv plus Sumy is needed as a buffer zone so that the long-range missiles cannot hit the traditional part of Russia. So that's going on. And we have this. NATO poses a threat to Russia, threatening to use NATO to use nukes. Russia is currently practicing using tactical nukes, that's the smaller ones, and they are putting tactical nukes on warheads on many of their missiles, and they are practicing, Russia is practicing using tactical nukes for the battlefield. And we can contrast this. Strategic nukes are used to wipe out cities. The U.S. currently has 10,600 nuclear warheads. We believe Russia has, for strategic nukes, Russia has 1,558. So we see the U.S. apparently has more. Okay, War News 24/7. Russia controls the road to Kharkiv, and many Ukraine soldiers were killed. Are they surrendered? Are they retreated? Russia now considers a direct attack on the city of Kharkiv. And Russia yesterday loaded their submarines with tactical nukes, RSM-56 Balava, hypersonic tactical nuke missiles in their Borel-class subs, and each sub is now carrying 16 nukes. And now we have this from Hal Turner. Just came out this morning, intel. We have 90,000 NATO troops, and they're now moving from Germany toward Russia. Hal didn't have which part of Russia. We see a Russian border up here. We see Crimea, technically considered part of Russia. We see this part, also technically considered Russia. and we see the traditional Russian border. So we currently have 90,000 NATO troops passing from Germany. I'm assuming they would go through Poland, and we'll have to wait a few hours to find out which direction they're going. If I had to guess, I would guess possibly here. That would into Ukraine, and then across Ukraine, or down this way to Crimea, or up this way to the traditional Russian border. We don't know. But it certainly is time to prep and pray in the U.S. because President Putin has said, especially if F-16s take off from Romania or Poland, go into Ukraine, then the United States would become a target, Washington, D.C., for a tactical nuclear strike, as well as take down the F-16s and then take down the bases from which the F-16s came in Poland or in Romania. So we need to be in prayer for 90,000 NATO troops, and I would have to speculate many are U.S. military. This concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.